Welcome to Disrupt and Discuss with your hosts, E and KayCee. A Boucher Ventures production brought to you by Just Eat TV and My Herba by the Fitness Collective. Now, without any further ado, disrupt and discuss.
Hey everyone, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Disrupt and Discuss, y'all, the podcast where we break down modern challenges and explore actionable solutions. I am E.
And I am KayCee.
And together,
We are.
we're D&D. We're
You
D&D.
got it.
Okay? And we're coming to you guys with another one. You guys, hopefully you'll enjoy this one. It is called Digestive Debate. Food combining. Hope you've heard of it. If you haven't, you're going to learn about it. Food combining, myths, science, and practical insights. And so today's episode, we're going to dive into the intriguing world of food combining, a concept that sparks curiosity and debate. And I'm going to let KayCee head us off on this topic. So KayCee, let them know.
All righty then. I don't know how many people are aware or even know of food combining. I know when I changed my eating habits and wanted to get a healthier life going, food combining wasn't even a thought. I didn't even know it even was something that existed. I just knew that you take out a certain thing of, say, for example, meat, and then you just eat like you normally do and you go from there. Well, no, there are certain things that you learn, some easy, some the hard way. But basically, the definition of food combining suggests that mixing certain foods disrupts digestion and separating them can improve health. And I'm thinking of disrupt and discuss. So forgive me if I'm tongue-tied right about here.
Right.
But again, it does disrupt this digestion, and separating them can improve your health. It argues that some specific food combinations like proteins and starches require conflicting enzymes in digestive environments, causing inefficiencies. So I know that's a lot. People are like, what the fuck did you just say?
Right.
So basically, it's how you eat food, how you stack the food, what goes first, what goes second, and what goes third. And I don't know, E, if you realize this is something that's been going on since the 1900s. So
Right.
it's not something that's new by no means. It's just sometimes you get those fads that go on and then everybody wants to get on board and they do them. So I'm looking into this, and it went back to the 1900s, more specifically the 1920s, by a Dr. William Howard Hay, and it's called the Hay Diet.
Right.
And it's where foods are categorized as acidic, which are proteins, alkaline, which are starches, or neutral. And you shouldn't eat acidic and alkaline foods together.
Right.
Promoted for weight loss, energy, and reducing digestive discomforts. These are 3 items that you can eat for. It can be either one of the 3 or all 3 together. Some of the key concepts are for acidic foods, for example, meat and dairy, allegedly increase acid production, while alkaline foods, mostly fruits and vegetables, neutralize acid. However, modern science should show the body regulates pH naturally. So separating the foods isn't necessary. And again, that would mean if your stomach is, air quote, normal. There's always exceptions to everything. And some people say it's not necessary. And for some, it isn't necessary. Whereas for some, it is. So that's why we're going to kind of just touch on certain things and investigate a little bit. So if you know, you know. And if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
That's right. So yeah, there is a lot of things. There's enzymes for some people, again, that know or don't know, are proteins that break down macronutrients during digestion. For example, you need to break down carbs or proteins and all of those kind of things. Enzymes are there to do just that. I know I'm just screwing that part up, but you get my drift. You get my drift.
Your drift.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. And again, as you know, we're not doctors and scientists, so just
read that ticker.
Yeah, just go with us. But one of the things that we do talk about, and I personally found out the bad way are the bad combinations. And sometimes when we find out that food agrees or disagrees with us, isn't in the most opportune time and places. So, for example, fruit in oatmeal, and you have bananas in oatmeal
Mm-hmm.
that's claimed to ferment because fruit digests quickly while proteins and starches digest slower. So, case in point, every once in a while I have a story that goes with all of this. And for
Right.
those of you like, oh shit, here we go again.
It's KayCee story time, y'all.
When I stopped eating meat and I was trying to get a better lifestyle and trying to get a little bit of breakfast in my system, because I just live on coffee a lot of the times, but
Mm-hmm.
I would do oatmeal. But this particular time, I had oatmeal first so I can get going for the day, driving to work, and then I'm eating like an apple or I had some kind of fruit to go with it. Well, that was incorrect. It should have been in reverse if I was going to do that at all, because it takes longer for oatmeal to digest, for example. The fruit was sitting in my stomach trying to digest, but it was producing gas. So
Right.
I get to work, so around about 9:40, it's all bad. It just was not a good thing. I'm not going to go into details because we all can fill in the blanks, because I know, again, I am not the only one.
Right.
Anybody and everybody had a reason to come to my cubicle that day. And it was like, shit, God, really? Another knock? So anyway, I digress. So
Right.
continuing on with the bad combinations, believe it or not, steak and potatoes. You go to
Everybody love that.
restaurants, what do you get?
Right.
Steak and potatoes. You want fries, you want a baked potato, chives, sour cream.
Right.
And again, through that, though it's thought to cause fermentation because proteins need acidic environments while starches need alkaline. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing. Let's go to dairy and citrus. Not a good one either. Acidic. Citrus allegedly curdles milk, causing digestive discomfort. So you're going to get the farts, bubble guts.
Right.
Let's just go there with that.
So is that making cottage cheese? The curdling?
Yeah, really?
I
Is that
mean,
what we're doing today?
it said curdle. So I'm like, so if
Well, I don't eat
milk,
cottage cheese.
me either. And I don't drink
Oh,
milk, but I'm like, okay, if you put like citrus or orange or lemon with the milk and it says it's curdling, isn't that how they
yeah,
create cottage cheese?
yeah.
So you got cottage cheese in the guts. Okay, I got you.
But because sometimes if you have a little juice in the morning and then you're going to have your cereal, so I can see where
Right.
that would do that. But usually when you have like a water glass or you have your juice glass,
Yep.
that's why a lot of times the glasses are small, because it's not meant for you to take on an extra large glass of orange juice. So yeah,
She just kicked some etiquette for you guys that don't have no.
can I get an extra large?
Right.
No.
It's
And
full
another
glass.
one, believe it or not, and I know we're all guilty of eating this one way or another, burgers and fries.
Mm-hmm.
And burgers and fries are believed to slow digestion and spike blood sugar levels.
And who ordered just a burger and not no fries? Come on now.
Man, I want the garlic fries.
Right? I like sweet potato fries or Cajun fries. Something a little bit spicy, a little kick.
Or when we go to Miami, we always get jicama. That's usually they do jicama a lot more instead of actual fries. You have a choice, but a majority of the time it's jicama that we eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't had no jicama fries yet. See, you up on me.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what they eat over there.
Okay.
So then the key concept, malabsorption.
Mm-hmm.
This occurs when the body has difficulty absorbing nutrients, potentially leading to symptoms like bloating and gas. So again, here we are on a serious note, circling back. Your body is not being able to absorb the food, the nutrients properly. And
Exactly.
therefore you end up bloated and you have gas,
You have
whether it
gas.
be burps or otherwise, but your body is not liking how things are going at
I call
all.
burps farting out your mouth.
Okay. And so there's anecdotal evidence versus science. Yeah, I'm not even gonna touch that. So with the anecdotal evidence, Supporters report feeling less bloated and more energized while avoiding these combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Scientific perspective, the stomach produces enzymes from all macronutrients simultaneously, and nutrients are absorbed in staggered stages of digestion, preventing any conflict. Now, there's also a controlled substance, not substance, but a placebo effect. And whenever you're doing something with science, you have that. What is it? It's called controlled something.
It's
So
a
you have,
controlled test or controlled.
yes.
Yeah.
And its placebo effect would be many perceived benefits may stem from eating less processed food
Mm-hmm.
or similar portions rather than the combinations themselves. So sometimes just not overeating a certain thing will do the trick as well. So
Right.
there's all kinds of things, all kind of body makeups and body types. So you have to, again, use caution. And as we always say, listen to your body. If you're
Exactly.
always getting heartburn after you're eating something, chances are either you're eating too much of it or you shouldn't be eating it at all.
At
Or
all.
what are you eating it with? That's the thing there. That's pretty much, the whole thing with that as far as the bad combinations.
Right.
Then there's claimed benefits. When you're doing this, the claimed benefits will be it improves digestion. So if you're eating either not as much or you're eating the combination correctly,
Mm-hmm.
less bloating, less gas. I get, you know what? I think I'm always getting the
Right.
gas and the
You are.
bloating thing here. You have your weight management and you have longer, this word always gives me a tongue tie. Society,
Oh, satiation.
satiation. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. And you have fewer cravings. And again, if your body gets what it needs, you're
Mm-hmm.
not, then it has what it needs and it doesn't want anything else.
Right.
So, and then you have increased energy. And again, it goes down to easier digestion. You're not dealing with the bloating. You're not dealing with the gas. You're not dealing sometimes even with headaches because you have eaten something that didn't agree with you.
Yeah, I've had that.
And there's other, I'm not sure, this is new to me and I know of it, but I didn't know there was actual name for it. Gut flora.
Mm-hmm.
And micro bio, I can't remember.
Biota.
There you
Biota.
go. So I'm going to
Yes.
just go with gut flora. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Gut
Go with
flora.
that.
Okay.
And it refers to trillions of microorganisms in the digestive tract that help break down food and absorb nutrients. So if all is well and everything is going the way it should, then this is something that is a plus for you.
Right.
A balanced, fiber-rich diet supports healthy gut flora and more than food combining. Again, all the nutrients and everything is in balance,
Mm-hmm.
then everything is working in unison. It's
Correct.
a well-oiled machine. So you're doing
Correct.
really well. So and then there's scientific validation because you always got to have the science behind it.
You gotta have
Whether we
research.
believe
Right.
it or not, you got to
Right.
still have it. And so as far as scientific validation, no substantial evidence supports food combining as a universal digestive aid. And
So they're
again,
naysayers.
right. So you always have to have, and not necessarily in this thing here, but you always got to play devil's advocate. Just because
Right.
something is working and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to play devil's advocate. If A and B is C, what is C minus B? Is it A? I don't
Right.
know. Let's
Right.
look at this and check it out. So there always has to be some sort of discussion about something somewhere. And also under that same heading is perceived benefits may come from increased mindfulness about eating and choosing healthier foods.
I get that.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to say.
Yeah, because there's times when I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, mindfully, that's not going to put weight on me. But I know better than that. I know better than that.
Mindfully, is that, low fat or that non-dairy ice cream going to put anything? It's made of soy. It's made of coconut. It's not going to, that whole tub is not going to hurt me.
I can eat that.
I can eat that. It's made of fruit. Coconut.
It's coconut milk, man.
It's coconut milk.
No.
Right.
No.
No. Yeah.
No, not going to happen.
I love it. I love it. We're also going to take a look at the science behind digestion. So KayCee just talked about the gut flora and the enzymes and malabsorption. So we're going to take a ride on. I took a look at this video, right? You guys, you know me, I'm always looking at something. I'm
Oh
always
boy.
going to YouTube University. And so I took a look at this quick video, and it was talking about the digestive science, basically talking about how the digestive system works. It was very simple. When you put something in your mouth, you chew it, it goes down your esophagus, those types of videos. Okay, you guys. So the digestive system, right? It was only 3 minutes. Thank God.
That's 3 minutes of my life I would never get back.
It was a suck. Yes, it was. But the digestive system it's incredibly flexible. Like I said, human beings are the first computer. Our bodies are very intelligent if it's working at its maximum capacity, right? But enzymes and this is called amylase or carbs, and protease, which is proteins, and lipase, which are fats, work simultaneously. These are the scientific names for basically carbs, proteins, and fats. That micronutrients are digested in sequence along the digestive tract. So no conflict occurs. So they're saying this is where they're trying to prove where food combining, we don't really see how that works because the digestive system knows how to process these macronutrients. And so there's no conflict. Mixed meals improve satiation. So they're saying by having the burgers and fries, that improves your satiation. You're going to stay fuller longer. You're not going to have, any type of blood spikes or anything like that. And then balanced fiber-rich meals feed gut flora, which we were just talking about, which supports the long-term gut health. So again, this is their argument saying, we really don't subscribe to food combining. However, like we were saying earlier, in air quotes, that is a healthy gut, a healthy digestive system, right? If that was the case, then yes, I can see this food combining. Yeah, your enzymes, your microbiome, your gut flora, all that's working at optimal levels. Then yeah, you don't really need any food combination. But what if, here's the counterpoint. What about a compromised gut, you guys? What do I mean by that?
What do you mean by
Compromised
that?
gut, right? Digestive disorders like IBS, which is, what is that?
Irritable bowel
syndrome. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Irritable bowel syndrome and PSC, which is, don't get me I had it down, but I can't even say it anymore. It's a sclerosis colitis.
I don't know that one.
It's PCS, but it's Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, things like that. Those types of diseases or illnesses of the gut make certain food combinations harder to digest, causing bloat and discomfort. So simplifying your meals might reduce that digestive strain. Then also look at, I have to go with the bariatric because I'm a bariatric girl. So I always look at, could this be causing some type of issue? Because I suffer from having those comforts and the bloating of certain things. And because I'm bariatric. Now I'm not a Roux-en-Y, but Roux-en-Ys are the people who cut on their stomachs and they have the long intestine was cut. So it makes it shorter. The travel is shorter for the food that you eat. That causes malabsorption. And so we were just talking about malabsorption up here with regards to how that can compromise. That malabsorption can play a part in all of that. So when you're talking about a smaller stomach capacity, an altered digestive system makes mixed meals challenging. That's going to be a challenge for you. So food combining can reduce the strain on the digestive system and improve your nutrient absorption. So avoiding high fat foods, high carb foods, these are all things that bariatric people, we have to do. I have to do it. High carb combinations prevent like dumping, and that's for Roux-en-Y people. So people who have the Roux-en-Y, they have the dumping syndrome. I have the vertical sleep. I don't suffer from that. But again, these are things that may cause, if you want to do food combining, this could help you. So if you want to avoid combining those foods, like KayCee was explaining, those bad combinations, citrus and milk, steak and potatoes, a burger and fries. We know this as bariatric people because we can't eat I can't drink and eat at the same time. I can, but it's going to cause some problems.
Really?
Yes, yes, I can, but you want to get your proteins in first. And I also have enzymes. It's harder for me to break down things, so I have to take enzyme pills to help break down those proteins. So the lack of
Okay.
enzymes, I take extra enzymes to break down proteins to help it go through my stomach a little bit easier because I have those issues. So again, compromised digestive systems,
Right.
these things help you. So for me, that's why for me, when I went plant-based, it was a lot easier on my gut.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of issues. I didn't have a lot of, believe it or not, I didn't have the acid reflux anymore. It wasn't an issue. I didn't have the bloating and all those things. So I do subscribe to the food combining, that food combining those. It's not a myth to me. I've experienced it. But again, I have a compromised gut. I have a compromised digestive system, right? So key concept like personalizing your nutrition. What works for one may not work for everyone. So that's why we're saying try it if you want to, not subscribing. Again, read the ticker, but try it. Maybe eat one thing. If you're going to have the steak, don't have the potatoes, and see what that does.
I'm wondering if parsnips has anything. It would be a nice alternative to potatoes
Potatoes.
because I know that there's one lady that I do follow on IG, and she does a lot of plant-based cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of doing potatoes, she does parsnips. And even though she'll have the potato itself,
Mm-hmm.
she'll bake it or boil it, and she'll take the inside out. She'll
Yep.
do whatever she would do to the parsnip as she would a potato, and she puts that in the potato skin. So it's more of a mind over matter thing. You think you're
Correct.
eating potatoes or baked potato, but you're actually eating parsnip. It just came to me as you're talking. Sorry,
No, and
carry
that
on.
no, but that's true though. That's true. And
Mhm.
let me tell you how it's not parsnips, but I've done the turnip, boiling a turnip, and I've also boiled a potato. So I had like the turnip and the potato. So instead of having a full starch, I added in the
Ex
turnip and
Yes.
made the mashed potatoes. Yeah, it still tasted good. Throw some garlic and butter always makes things better.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Still, it was really good and it was lighter. Again, it didn't compromise my gut as much. So it's you like you said, mind over matter,
Mhm.
tricking myself. So absolutely what you said is true.
And if you're not the one cooking it and you're just eating it, you're not gonna know because you're just looking at it in that potato skin. And I think
Exactly.
one of the things on the people that I was watching was doing that. I think it was more because the people were diabetic. And
Hmm.
again, don't quote me because I don't know that much about it, but it was very interesting that parsnip can double as
Yep.
the stuffing of a potato. Who knew?
Absolutely. Parsnips, turnips,
Mhm.
cauliflower. You can
Right.
boil cauliflower and do it as well.
Ooh,
There's all kinds.
cauliflower don't do well with me too much, so I can't
Really?
do
No.
mm-mm. Bloating and
Bloated.
gas.
Okay. There you go. Okay. So no cauliflower, but
No, not for me.
try the parsnips, try the turnips.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, look, the lack of research. So, most of these studies focus on the healthy population, just like we were saying. They're leaving gaps in understanding how food combining might benefit those with compromised digestion or chronic conditions. So, that's why I say sometimes it's better. A lot of us, we are very trusting of our primary care providers, but a lot of them, I think we discussed this before. There is very little that these primary care providers, these doctors and nurses, when they go through their education, they spend like, I don't even think they spend a day on nutrition, education about
Correct.
foods, education about carbs, fats, this and that. They have no clue, you guys. So a lot of this you really need to learn for yourself
Right.
and trial and error because they're only giving you what has been told to them, what they learned in their books. And a lot of them can't legally say anything outside of that for fear of liability.
Right.
So even if you did have something and you told them, hey, I tried this and my blood sugar level dropped, and they may have done the lab work and said, yeah, your blood sugar levels dropped. What are you doing? And you tell them, oh, I went plant-based. Oh, I did this or I did. They can't say that to the next person or the next patient. They can't,
Right.
because that's a legality. So always do your own research. And that's why KayCee and I, we were doing our research on this. And this is where the gap that we found, because I was like, they're saying it's hokum. And I'm like, well, I felt good. KayCee said she felt good. So it
Right.
can't be
Right.
hokum. So where's the gap?
Well, and a lot of times, like one of my physicians, I guess it's called GP, one of the things that was said to me, if it's not approved by the FDA, I can't get by it. I can't
Right.
get, and I was like, wow, okay. So we would have these little debates on different things,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much what it is. If they can't get behind it via the FDA, they're not going to promote it.
They
At
can't.
least not my doctor. I'll put it
Right.
that way. I can't speak
Right.
for everybody.
Absolutely. And that's why this is the reason why this show even came to be, you guys, because it's just certain things like this that we love to talk about and we might stand on our soapboxes about.
At the coffee shop.
Right. Because there's something there. I go with your gut. Boom, boom, boom. Go with your
There we
gut.
go.
Go with your gut, and research some things for yourself. Just because they have the PhD or doctor at the front of their name, PhD at the end of their name, doesn't mean they know you verbatim.
Well, because I know, again, a different doctor, and we were having a basic conversation. And then I had told her at the time that I was plant-based, and their first reaction is, well, where do you get your protein?
Yep. Yep. And they're like, you don't know?
And so when I start running it down to it, beans, this,
They're legumes.
then they're like, okay.
You're like, was that a trick question or did you not
No,
really know?
they really did not know. Where do you get your protein?
See? And this is what we're dealing with. So, again, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. KayCee, what's
All
the
right.
history? What's the historical stuff?
Well, there's a few different things here I have, and I've been practicing this word. Ayurvedic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's spelled, for those that are interested in it, it's
There you go.
AYURVER, D as in David, IC, medicine.
Yes.
It's a traditional system of medicine native to India.
Yes.
And one of the things that Ian and I like to do, not only do what we do here in the States, but then do what other people are doing outside of the States,
Yeah.
more holistic ways of doing things, because there's more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak. And it is a holistic system emphasizing balance between three doshas, Veda, Pitta, and Kapha. Veda, which is air and space. And that is a movement of creativity and communication. And I know you're saying, what does that have to do with food? Well, in regards to the food combination, it would be cooked grains, warm cooked vegetables. And that is dealing what they consider air and space, characteristics light, dry, cold, rough, and mobile. And then there's Pitta, which is fire and water. And the foods that would correspond with that would be leafy greens and sweet fruits, i.e., apples, berries, apricots, and so forth. And those characteristics would be hot, sharp, intense, and oily. And what it governs the metabolism, digestive, and it's also for transformation. And again, we're talking food combining.
Right.
And so Kapha, unlike Pitta, which is fire and water, Kapha is water and earth. And foods that would correspond with that would be roasted vegetables with spices like ginger. So again, the characteristic heavy, slow, cold, and oily, but it's structure, stability, and lubrication. And again, as I say, we're still talking about food combining. And these three fundamentals, it gives energies that govern all aspects of life. So that is something that is totally different. I had never heard of that before, and I thought that was extremely interesting.
Absolutely.
And coming from where I eat a lot of Middle Eastern food, it corresponds with what some of the stuff that we eat.
I was just going to go there with that, with the way they were explaining the different warm foods and the dried apricots and the leafy greens and things like that. That's how they cook.
Right. And it even kind of hits some of the boxes as far as Mediterranean, because we eat
Right.
Mediterranean food as well. So that's another aspect of it. And as we had said before, the Hay Diet
Mm-hmm.
is the popularized concept of separating acidic and alkaline food in the West. And that's, again, when they're West, they're talking about us in the
Right.
States. And again, I'm not sure how many people are familiar with Arnold Ehret's mucusless diet. I don't practice it completely, but I
Mm-hmm.
am very aware of it. And one of the things that Ehret always talks about is every disease, no matter what the name, it's known by medical science, is constipation. And what does that mean? Again, we're starting with your gut. What is in your gut, what is not for you, it's there, and
Right.
it can cause a chain reaction that's not so good.
Right.
So he definitely is part of the mucusless diet. He believes you are what you eat, and you should
Yes.
and you are what you're not eating as well, what you should not be eating. So Professor Arnold Ehret's Mucusless Diet Healing System, that's the book that
Right.
he has written, and it is very good. And just a quick little passage. It's not story time, but it's story time. As it says, every sick person has a more or less mucus clogged system, such mucus being derived from undigested, uneliminated, and unnatural food substances accumulated from childhood on. Details regarding this fact may be learned by reading, what is this here? Oh, Lordy. Rational Fasting and Regeneration Diet. So,
Rational fasting and regeneration diet. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So Arnold Ehret mucusless diet, he has a wealth of information on eating for, like with all of them, eating for your health, but a lot of,
Absolutely.
and he outlines what foods cause a lot of mucus, which again, dealing with gut health, unhealthy versus healthy gut health.
Right.
So you have that.
And a lot of us didn't, and I just jump in real quick. A lot of people may not know about Arnold, but they would know, especially in our community, but a lot of folks know Dr. Sebi. And so
Right.
Arnold was before Dr. Sebi. But Dr. Sebi still taught on the mucus
R.I.P.
list. Right. RIP to Dr. Sebi. He still taught on how taking certain herbs, not eating more alkaline, not eating GMO types of vegetables and fruits and things of that nature. A lot of this, if you don't know Arnold, but you would probably know Dr. Sebi, both have really good books, and definitely encourage you guys to definitely pick it up.
And another book I'll just throw out there, I don't have any quotes from him, but I'm really familiar with Dr. Laila Africa.
Yes.
Very good. Oh my God. I just got chills.
KayCee turned me on to him.
Very good. And some of the modern wellness trends, food combining ties into clean eating. More than anything, it's clean eating. And gut health trends, appealing to those seeking simplified, structured diets. Just bottom line, eating clean and not forgoing the taste of food. I mean, it's not like it's a death sentence. You're not in prison for it. You just want to have a long, not just living long, but being healthy and living long. Because there's nothing worse than being, say, 85 and you can't function.
Right.
So what good is it? So you just want to live long and prosper,
Right.
minus the sign. I'm not going to do the Spock sign.
Right. Live long and prosper. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Boop. I love Star Trek. Yes.
Girl,
Live long and
try
prosper.
the other hand. You ain't doing it right.
I
Come
can't,
on.
I get it. I
Come
can't
on,
get
get it right. Get it right.
Right. There we go. There
Ah, jeez. Okay.
Right. But I mean, just like KayCee said, what is it? It's better for you to live healthy than to live long. Just imagine,
Absolutely.
what is it? Would you rather be a millionaire or billionaire, but you're confined to a bed? You can't walk, you can't eat on your own, you're got tubes in and out of you, or would you rather be someone who can walk down the street, run, be healthy, but you're not a millionaire? I would take
Quality of life. Quality of life.
quality of life over all of that. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. Well, let's look at some practical tips for everyone who's listening to us today. So, experimentation. If you want to start, some practical tips for you would be start small by trying food combining principles and observing your body's response, like we were just saying. Omit some things just to see how your body works. And I'm not just saying for one day. That's not gonna get it, y'all. Maybe for some, if you've been eating so much trash, your body might thank you for just taking one day to just do something right. But I always say, past 72 hours, so more than 3 days, you'll start seeing something. You'll start feeling something. You'll start noticing some things. But, try to omit some things to see and practice the food combining principle. And then focus on whole foods. So a balanced diet, rich in fruits, rich in vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains. Those support your digestion's overall health. Also consult your professionals. Again, read that ticker. For the audio folks, you don't see the ticker. We are not doctors. We are not nurses. Please consult your,
I'm a lot
your
of
primary
things,
care
but
provider.
doctor ain't one. Okay.
Right. Please consult your professional, your medical advisors. Don't just start willy-nilly because E and KayCee said no. Consult. Right. Practice mindful eating. This always helps regardless. Even if you ate fast food, if you ate it mindfully, meaning you just don't buy, a double quarter pounder, a large fry, and this big old gulp of drink and an apple pie or something like that. Being mindful when you eat, just eat, chew your food. And they teach us this in bariatric as well. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, my mother-in-law, and I know my husband and sister-in-law, they won't have a problem with this.
Right.
She chews her food. I'm gonna just say 1,000 times.
Right.
I'm like, my God, that shit ain't gone yet. But in
You're
all
supposed to.
seriousness, she chews her food to
Yep.
where you would have thought it came out of a blender.
Absolutely.
Because she takes her time, she chews, and that's the only person
Absolutely.
I know that ever does that. And then I have a friend of mine. We went through boot camp together years ago, and we're still friends. And I saw him like maybe a few years ago. We went out to eat, and I barely got my food, and his stuff was gone.
Oh my God, he just gulped it
He's
down.
one of those people that he
He just
scarfs it down so quickly. And mind you, then there's my mother-in-law who chews it so long as, come on, lady, I'm on my dessert, and you still doing your salad. But she's extremely healthy. I mean,
Yes.
she's very mindful very methodical of what goes in her mouth.
Yes.
Okay,
You're
maybe I didn't
supposed to.
sound right. I'm sorry.
R-
She's
I-
very
I-
methodical about what she eats.
There you go. There you go. For the
Oh, I
dirty
got some
minds,
explaining to do, maybe.
for those
Okay.
dirty minds, rise up out the gutter, please. Rise up out the gutter. Come on now. Come with me.
All right.
But that is definitely correct. You're supposed to do it. We were taught that after the bariatric surgery. Chew your food. They said at least 20 times on each side of your mouth. Chew, because your saliva is breaking down the properties of the food. So it makes it easier for when it goes through your esophagus into your stomach, it's easier you'll have less gas, less bloating. So they definitely do encourage you to do that. And also mindfulness we were taught in bariatric after we had the surgery, is the mindfulness of don't sit down and eat food while you're watching TV, right? Because you're just eating. You're mindlessly eating, like a person who no one can eat just one Lay's chips, a bag of Lay's chips. Where if you're sitting down watching your favorite show, you just eat and eat. Next thing, the whole damn bag gone.
Look, we had food that we said, oh, I'm going to save this for my TV show.
Right.
I had food I would save for it.
And you're not supposed to. They're like,
I know.
You need to sit, don't have the TV on, no distractions, and you're mindfully eating your food. So you're chewing and you're mindfully eating it.
To camp on that, I have a friend of mine that they stand when they eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because for that same reason that you're saying when you're sitting and eating,
right?
They stand and eat.
That's pretty good. See, I've never done that. That might be.
I'm not doing that.
I'll try it.
Well, let me know.
See what but definitely do that mindfulness. It's just being in the moment. And it also helps you'll feel when you're full, as opposed to when you're overeating, you're just stuffing it down. And then 30 minutes later, or 20 to 30 minutes later, then you're like, oh, because your body is just now, oh yeah, you ate too much.
Right.
You was
And
doing
then
too much.
hence the bloating and farting.
Hence
And
the
there we
bloat.
go.
Exactly.
And there we go. All roads lead back to flatulence. There we
To the
go.
flatulations of it all.
Mhm,
Exactly.
mhm.
So definitely be mindful. So look, also some fun facts here is food combining safe? Yes, it's safe. It is safe. But some may say it's unnecessary. We don't. I would say it's unnecessary if you don't have a compromised gut.
Right.
But if you do have a compromised gut, you have a compromised digestion, you have any type of those bariatric, IBS, IBD, Crohn's,
Mhm.
ulcerative colitis. If you have any of these things, I would say take a look at it. Do your research. We did our research, you do your research.
Right.
And consult your physician, give it a try. If they give you the green light. What are gut flora and how do they relate to digestion? So gut flora, like KayCee was saying, refers to the microbes in the digestive tract that aid in breaking down the food and absorbing nutrients. Supporting gut flora involves eating fiber-rich, diverse meals. So those leafy greens, that fiber richness comes from your leafy greens. So anything that's leafy green, your kales, your spinach, your broccolis, anything looks pretty, if it's pretty green, that deep green, that's what you want. That's what you want.
And you don't have to drown it in ranch. It's
really
okay.
don't.
It's
Oh my
okay.
God.
Or that block of cheese. It's
Right.
okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Don't do that. Please don't
Although
do
it's
that.
good. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
You just
You
in
don't need it.
moderation.
Right. There's a time and a place.
Yes.
Can food combining help bariatric patients? It could. I am a bariatric patient. 13 years post-op. I say it helps me. I noticed the difference. When I went plant-based, when I stopped eating certain things together, yes, it definitely, I didn't have any acid reflux.
Mhm.
My bloating was very low and I didn't have the pains when you're eating, and bariatric people know when it gets caught right here in your chest,
Ew.
you done did too much and
Ew.
you're waiting for it to go down. Yeah, I didn't experience that. So definitely it did. Yeah, it did help me with regards to minimizing symptoms. And people who have the Roux-en-Y, it may help you with your dumping issues because Roux-en-Y patients, bariatric patients, deal with dumping sometimes. So does
What
science
is
back
that? What does that mean? I'm sorry.
the dumping?
Yeah, what is
It
that?
makes you feel, it's like when you, how can I say, if I ate something that was like sweets,
Okay.
because when you're doing Roux-en-Ys, technically you're not supposed to be like if I ate a piece, this big old hunk of chocolate cake.
Okay.
And that sugar with that malabsorption, with that short intestine, it causes a dumping syndrome, meaning you feel like you're going to die. You want to throw up. It's just very painful. I can't describe it because I have never experienced it, but it's the
Okay.
feeling of you feel like you need to be rushed to the hospital.
Okay. It just sounded painful when you said it. You said it more than once, and I was
it's
like,
painful.
what the hell is that? Because that
Yeah.
just sounds gross.
It is painful. It's
Okay.
not cute at all.
All right.
At all. But
All right.
people sometimes they can't give up those things and they go through it frequently. And
Okay.
it can cause you to you can rot out your esophagus because you're throwing up a lot. You can all the time that
acid.
the acid coming up your throat. It's not a good thing.
Okay.
Not a good thing at all.
Woo! Sorry, I asked.
No worries. No worries. Does the science back food combining for the general population? No. But the digestive system is designed to handle mixed meals efficiently. So, an optimal digestive system, yes, it can handle mixed meals efficiently. But if you don't have one, like we said, then yes, you might want to try it. What about conditions like IBS? So IBS simplifying meals might help reduce bloating and discomfort, but consult your healthcare provider for personal advice. Again, we keep saying that over and over again. You want to talk to your doctors. We did kind of rag on doctors a little bit, but again, I say consult your doctor, do your research, bring your research to your doctor, have a conversation. Like KayCee was saying, she had conversations with her doctor. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that.
He always says, I feel sorry for your husband.
Right.
When I come in there, I was like, hey, I don't know how to take that.
Right.
But at the same time, when you are having conversations with your doctor, at least they know that you also are playing a part in your healthcare.
Right.
So no question is a dumb question. And again, if you have a question and they can't help you, then they can hopefully refer you to somebody. But like I said, I pushed.
Exactly. Stay away from, I'm going to say this and then I'll be done with it. I personally would say stay away from doctors who make you feel like you're an idiot for even having a
Absolutely.
conversation. If you have a doctor that has that type of temperament or that type of personality, run fast, start looking for another doctor because they should be open to you. Like KayCee said, coming to them, they should, at least they know that you are concerned or you want to know
Right.
about your body and how it functions, what could help you in the interim or in the long run to where you're not coming in there all the time. They shouldn't want to see you. They shouldn't want to see you all the time. That's ideal, right? That would
Right.
be the ideal situation. So if you
I'm
got,
totally agree.
yeah, if they're arrogant, like who are you to ask me and I know more than you?
Question my
Yeah, my degree, I have years in it, then run quickly. That's all I'm gonna say. But in closing, that's all we have for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this half of our disrupt and discuss. We have another segment that we're going
Yes.
to do. KayCee, lead
Well,
us.
again, what we did on a previous segment was, and I think I just coined it, of getting to know us.
Yes.
And again, I want to shout out to, look, what's the name of it? It's right here.
Hella awkward.
Hella awkward. And it's just a couple of questions and from of us
Mhm.
to you, things that you might not even gave a crap about, but it gets you to know a little bit more about us, where we come from, how we think, what we don't think, and so on and so forth. So I just had to have a few questions for myself, and I hadn't even looked at them yet. Picked them up before we started the show. And I'll just start with the first one. If you could snap your finger and change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
One thing about myself, I could just like Thanos,
Yep.
probably would be my temperament or my empathy. My empathy. Like I said, a lot of times people take the way I speak sometimes as if I don't give a shit, right? The way my tonality of it all. So
Mhm.
my ability to empathize with people, that's one thing I would say. If I could just snap my finger, probably trying to understand people a little bit more, their situations, especially if it's something that I haven't personally gone through, right? Obviously, if you've personally gone through it, there's more of a connection. You can empathize.
Right.
So, more so, if I haven't gone through it, can I put myself in that person's place or try to further understand? So, I would say if I could snap my fingers, that would be one thing that I would consider changing about myself to make me better, be more empathetic to other people's situations to connect.
Oh, okay. I mean, you got deep with that one. Mine is pretty surface.
I
mean,
said I wasn't going to be surface level
okay.
anymore.
All right. I am right now. Well, again, as we've said, I'm 4'11". So if I could snap my fingers, I'd at least like to be 5'2",
Oh,
5'5".
There you
Something.
go. Not
I mean, it's
5'10",
not.
5'11".
No. I like being tiny, but yeah, it works for you. See, that way there's no competition.
No competition.
There you go. Trust me, you see us together, there is absolutely no competition. But I mean, there are times in situations where, and I don't know if being taller would make any different, but I have to move a little differently,
Right.
say than you. For example, I don't care for crowds.
Mm.
So back in the day when I was younger, when you're young and dumb, and we would go to the Coliseum for various concerts. And I always had like the tall boyfriends or whatever.
Right.
But at the same time, should anything break out, a stampede, I'm toast. So in knowing that, I always would try to walk on the outside of things.
Right.
So if something happened, I would not be caught in the middle. So just moving that way. When I'm out by myself, you're always on guard. And again, as a female, you need to be like that anyway. But when you're smaller, you tend to look like easy pickings, which is why I have that resting bitch face when I'm out, especially by myself, because I know I might need to protect myself or break wide and run or do something. And again, I don't walk around in paranoia, but if I could do that, like I said, some of my friends that are not height challenged, they don't have, there's issues. We all have issues for something, but that is not the issue. When in corporate, I had to act a certain way because I needed to command that audience when I walked into a room.
Right.
So it's like, damn, she's a bitch. But you know what? People didn't mess with me either. But again, a lot of it had to do with height.
Right.
And again, not saying, oh, I couldn't do anything, because I did a damn good job. And even when I was in, when I was going through boot camp, that was a struggle. The same obstacles you had, I had, but I still had to complete it.
Right. You have to attack it differently.
Exactly. That's where geometry came in. Okay, I got to run and turn to the side and do that.
Right.
You
guys, she's tall adjacent.
I wish I could even say that, But yeah, if I could do that, I would do that a little bit. Just a few.
I like that.
Okay. Next question.
What else you got?
If money wasn't an issue, how would you spend your time?
Oh, that's easy. I would travel. I would travel abroad, me and a hubby. I would engulf myself in culture, both domestically and internationally. I would learn different languages because I would have the time to do it.
Right.
Not to say that I can't do all of that stuff now, but I have to plan for it. If I could just have the money, I can do it. I can hop on a plane whenever.
Let's go next week. There you go.
Right. I want to go learn Italian or something like that. I'm going to go pop my butt off in Rome or something, or Italy. And I'm going to stay there for, a couple of months. Engross myself in the culture. I would definitely do things like that. Hands down, I would do stuff like that.
Well, this one I have to copy you. Definitely travel. That I am starting to do a little bit more now. But I'm making myself do it. Whereas again, what you're saying, hey, let's go next week.
Right.
But I'm making the time to do it. And if money wasn't an object, then I could, again, make more time to do it.
Right.
Because you do what you do. And like I said, money isn't an object. But I definitely, as I've gotten older, I definitely want, and as I think we had said last time, what would you be afraid to do? And I don't want to have any regrets of not being able to travel. And if I might even get maybe to travel out of the country maybe one time in my life. I hope it's more, but I don't want to say, oh, I wish I had of.
Exactly.
I want to see something else besides where I'm at now. And there's a lot of places domestically I would like to do. For example, Route 66. That's one of my things on
travel
the bucket
Route
list.
66 to the east. Yep.
And there's so many interesting little tidbits, artifacts, weird
along the way.
Yes,
absolutely.
I definitely want to do that. And then see, money wouldn't be an issue because when I would get back when I got back. Now I might end up flying back, because I don't want to have to do that trip back. But
that would be fun to do an RV trip there.
Yes,
and then fly back, like rent an RV.
Yep,
and do that would be fun.
So that would be fun. And then money, so it's not an issue.
Not an issue. Absolutely.
Okay. Last one. Which actor should play me in a movie about my life? Or, well, I'm asking you, what actor would you want to play you with your life?
You don't have to come back to me with that one. I'm thinking.
Geez, I was hoping you would do it. And then
I would say, okay, I'm going to say this because.
Don't say Brad Pitt.
No, I'm not going to say a guy. I'm going to say a girl. Not Brad Pitt. But Angelina Jolie. I do like her.
Brad Pitt adjacent. Okay, right, there we go. Adjacent.
But I have a few. So, okay, look like me. I had to go with somebody that kind of looks like me, or people say that I look like. People have always said I look like MC Light back in the day, and
Oh, I
Regina Hall.
love light. Yes.
Yeah, MC Light and Regina Hall. I think it's this part right here of my
Oh,
face.
okay.
Because we
Okay.
all share this. And plus, we smile a lot. We have a lot of the smiliness. So I would say them. But then
hmm
I also look for me height wise. It's hard to find an actor, a female actor in Hollywood that's 5'11. I don't know who, maybe height wise, a Queen Latifah. She commands like my height.
Man, the queen's
She
hair
commands my,
is always on
I
point.
know,
Even a
I know.
messy hairdo is
Yes.
on point.
Is on point for Queen Latifah. So maybe her, or if I wanted to go back in the day, my girl Pam Grier.
Oh,
I love me a Pam Grier. I love me a Pam Grier. I think those would be, I can't pick one because I'm a tall person. There's no real tall women in Hollywood, really. I don't think. I haven't looked it up, but there may be some, but every time I see them, they're like 5'4", 5'5".
Mhm.
But I would say Queen Latifah, probably she's statuesque and I like her. I definitely like her in The Equalizer right now. So, and then Regina Hall, she's a good actress.
Mhm.
And MC Light, she hasn't done too much, but I'm going by look wise. People say that I look like them. So that's what I'm rolling with. And Angelina Jolie, because I love action. You know, I'm an action girl, fitness girl. Angelina Jolie is like the epitome of that.
Yeah, she coined herself in that
Yeah.
arena now, so she's doing a lot. Although her
Yeah.
newest movie, I don't know if it's like that, but I heard it was really good.
Yeah, when she did Tomb Raider, Salt, pretty much all her movies were action packed. I love watching them, so I would say that.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you know this particular young lady. You would know the show she was in, but her name is Shalita Grant.
What movie
Remember
did she in?
NCIS New Orleans?
Yeah.
The black
Yeah.
lady? That's what I want.
Okay, the one who in New Orleans, she came and then she left the show, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I know exactly who you're talking about. She has so many memes.
Yeah, she
has
does.
so
I
many
use a
memes.
few of her memes
Yes.
anyway. Yeah, because she goes,
Yes. She's from the Bay Area, isn't she? I think she's from the Bay Area.
Nothing about her.
Well, I know her wife. I believe her wife is from here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I used to watch her on NCIS New Orleans. And then when she left, I kind of stopped watching it anyway by that time when she left. And not just because she left, but I just kind of stopped watching it. Yeah, pretty much. And that was it. Now, I can't think of anything else I've seen her in, but I'm sure if I look her up, it'll go, oh, okay, I've seen that.
Right.
But I think that's somebody that I would have play me.
Okay. And she's a little piece of something.
Yeah. She's a little tiny something. Yeah.
She's a little tiny something.
But as far as personality, because they look nothing like me, but personality, Regina King.
Okay. I can see that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yes. And she's a hell of an actress.
I just like her. I mean, the acting on top of it, that's a plus. I just like her. Period.
I agree. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Personality wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her chops in acting are very good. And then she just has this strong personality. And those eyes, I love her eyes.
I like the smile. Something about that smile. I just love her. So
love her.
So those are the two
from
people.
227, wasn't it from 227?
In one show, and it didn't last really long. Southland.
That's right. Yeah, I never watched it, but
I loved it. It was different, but I liked it. And one of the things it wasn't sad, but if you knew, you knew. One of the episodes, she went to this one home because she was a police officer, and she went to this one home, and the lady that answered the door was the lady that played her mom on 227.
Really?
I could see her face.
Talking about
Martha Gibbs.
Martha Gibbs, yes.
And it was funny because Regina, I forget what her name was in the show, but she knocked on the door. The woman came and she goes, "You look so familiar."
Those cameos.
And so she's like, "You look like my daughter." And she goes, "What is your name?" And she said her name. She goes, "But my daughter's name was Brenda." And I was like,
right.
My
That's
kids are
cute.
like, if you don't know, it's not
Exactly.
going to make a difference. But they had that little talk back and forth. I get goosebumps thinking about it. My daughter's name is Brenda. And I was
Brenda,
like, and I
right.
explained to the kids what that was about. And they're like, oh, okay.
They never seen 227? Oh
They've
my
seen
gosh.
it, but not to the degree we saw it when it came on at night. You know what I
Right.
mean? That was
Right.
part of our show lineup. Yeah.
Calvin and Brenda, Jack Hay.
Yep.
Yep. Marla Gibbs. I forgot the husband's name. But yeah, absolutely. Those were the
Yeah.
good ones, good shows. Okay. I like that. I can definitely see that, Regina. Absolutely. So we got Regina Hall, Regina King.
Yes. Yes. See, there we go. We go again. Here we
Go.
Yep.
I like that. Okay. Any other ones?
No, I don't. I just got those, but I mean, I can pull another one if you want, but that's all I had for this week.
For this week. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you guys.
we got to keep them wanting more to find
Right.
out more
Right.
about us. You
Right.
can't give them it all right away.
Yes. I love it. Hopefully, you guys like it. Like we said, it's getting to know us, getting to know a little bit about us, how we think, just fun stuff to find out about us. Again, shout out to Hella Awkward Cards.
Hella awkward.
Yes. I'm going to put her information in this show as well. So you'll have it down if you ever want to buy the cards. Her IG page, definitely check her out. It's a fun card game to get to know people. So, and also you
Disrupt and
guys,
Discuss sent you.
yes, tell her Disrupt and Discuss sent you. Absolutely. Please say that. Yes. And also you guys, the books that we discussed, and there was one that I left out, but Dr. Arnold Eckhart, the mucusless diet. We also talked about the Hay Diet. And what was the other one, KayCee? I forgot the name of that
We
last
talked
one.
about, you mentioned Dr. Sabi, and then
Dr.
I also
Sabi.
did Laila Africa as well.
Yes.
He has a bunch of different books out there, and I've
Yes.
to choose
So we're
from.
gonna to choose from. And there was a book also that I read because I read the Mucusless Diet. I've read Dr. Sabi's book, and then I've also read Fit for Life, which is by Marilyn and I can't remember, Marilyn and something Diamond. However, I'm going to put the links to all of them in the description, you guys. And also, we have a code. We are Amazon affiliates. We're part of their storefront. And so if you want to purchase these books, you can utilize our code. Yes, we do receive a little commission. And thank you so much if you do choose to purchase through our Amazon affiliate code. But we're going to have that in the bottom, in the description as well. So please take a look at those books if you are interested in learning more about food combining. These are all very good books that you can read that will give you a wealth of information. So again, thank you guys so much for rocking with us today. Hopefully you love this segment with us. Part 1 and part 2, we talked about food combining. We talked about what it was, what the different things are, and our perspective on it. And then you found a little bit about us with our game that we're going to continue to play so you can get to know us a little bit better. Again, thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye.
Tiki Barber here. I remember those grueling practices, pushing through fatigue and striving for greatness. Well, that's the same dedication My Herba puts into their supplements. They understand the body's needs. My Herba takes a holistic approach to wellness. Whether it's their sea moss, immune defense, or even sleepy time, they have an option for you. Let My Herba make the best you with code BARBER10 for 10% off at thefitnesscollectif.com.